Okay, so in this session, we are going to learn how to fetch your records from a database, or you can say how to retrieve your records from a database. So the command is very simple. You have to write db dot name of the collection, which is nothing but student dot find. So in this way, you can display your display all your records. But if you want to display your records in a JSON like format, then you have to use one function called as pretty function. Now you can see all the records are displayed in a JSON format. Okay, so now in this way, by the way, in this way we can display your records. Okay, so there are certain criterias. Okay, now what we are going to learn is how to query your document based on the criteria. Like, instead of fetching all the records from collection, we can fetch selected documents based on a criteria. For example, if I want to display the student, display the record of student whose student ID is 1000. Okay, so in this case what I'm doing is, I'm fetching the record of a single student. Okay, so based on this criteria. Okay, so there are various criteria. One is equality criteria, greater than criteria, less than criteria, not equal to criteria. So we'll learn each and everything now. So first we'll see equality criteria. So for example, if I want to display the data of student whose student ID is 1000, then what I have to write is, I will write find, and now in curly bracket I will specify. For example, if I want to display the record of student whose student ID is 1000, then in that case in curly brackets I will write student ID. Obviously it should be in a double quotes. Okay, student ID colon 1000. Okay, so as you can see, I'm getting the result of student whose student ID is 1000. So this is your first criteria called as equality criteria. If I want to display the record of student whose age is 42, then in that case the command will be age, and I will write value, which is nothing but 42. As you can see, I'm getting one result whose age is 42. So this is your equality criteria. Okay. Now the next most important criteria called as greater than criteria. Okay. So the syntax, by the way, in order to apply greater than criteria, you have to use one thing called as $GT. Okay, so with the help of $GT, by the way, GT stand for greater than criteria. Okay, so for example, fetch the details of students having age greater than 32. Now I want to display the records of students whose age is greater than 32. In that case, we have to use $GT. Okay, so the command will be db.student. Now I will write this command. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to display the records of student whose age is greater than 32. So in that case, I will write age, and after age, I will open one more curly bracket, and inside that I will provide my criteria, GT colon criteria value. So the value should be greater than 32. So that's why I'm writing 32 value. So now as you can see, I'm getting the result whose age is greater than 32. Okay, so if there is any student having age 32, it will not get displayed over here. Okay, so it will always consider greater than 32. I'm not writing greater than equal to 32. Okay, so in this case I'm writing greater than 32, so it will not consider a student whose age is 32. Okay, so as you can see, there are two students whose age is greater than 32. Okay, so in this way we can find out the we applied GT criteria. There is one more criteria called as less than criteria, which is denoted by $LT. For example, if I want to display the records of students whose age is less than 32, okay, so in that case I will write db dot collection name, which is nothing but my student, dot find, and inside find I will open one more curly bracket. I will write whose age, right? Age should be greater than, oh sorry, less than 32. So in order to apply LT criteria, I have to open one more curly bracket, and inside that I will use LT, and then I will provide the value of this criteria. So value is what? 32. So now you can see I'm getting okay, I'm getting the result, but it is not in a JSON format. So I will use pretty function over here so that it will be more readable. Okay, so as you can see, there are two students whose age is less than 32. Again, it will not consider a student whose age is 32. It will always consider a student whose age is less than 32. Okay, so in this way we can apply a LT criteria. There is one more criteria called as not equals criteria. Okay, like for example, if I want to display the record of students whose ID is not equal to 1002. Okay, so in that case I will use not equals criteria. Not equals criteria is denoted by $any sign. So for example, if I want to display the records of student uh, whose id is not equal to 30, id is not equal to 1002 or 1000, then in that case I will write id, sorry, okay, student id dollar, here I will write any should not be equal to 1002. So it will, again I will again use pretty command so that it will be very readable for us. Now as you can see, there are total four. Okay, so as you can see, there are total mm, okay, wait, I have made one mistake. There is no field called a student id. Okay, so this is now you can see there are three students whose id is not equals to 1002. Okay, so as you can see, there is one student whose id is 1000. There is one student whose id is 1001 and 1003. So as you can see, we can apply not equals to criteria. Okay, so we'll use one more criteria called as less. There are two more criteria called as less than equal to and greater than equal to. Okay, now as you know, if I write this command, okay, if I write this particular command, then it will display all the records whose age is less than 32, but it will not consider 32. What if I want to display the records of students whose age is less than or equal to 32? Then in that case I will apply one criteria called as LTE. LTE stands for less than equal to criteria. So it will now, if I write oh sorry, okay, so if I write less than equal to 35, then in that case, it will display all the records whose age is less than and equal to 35. So as you can see, I'm getting these two things, that is fine. But as you can see, there is one more record whose age is 35. So this record is here because I'm writing $LT over here. So LT stands for less than or equal to. Similarly, if I want to display the records of students whose age is greater than and equal to 35, then in that case I will use GTE command. GTE stands for greater than equal to. So as you can see, there are two students whose age is either 35 or greater than 35. So in this way, I can use various criteria. Okay, so there are various criteria like or criteria and a criteria. So in our next session, we are going to use logical operators on our database. So if you have any doubt in this particular session, please ask in a comment section.